I'm not kidding when I tell you I kind of blacked out during this experience. This is how it looks on the inside. I want to buy my own copies from her. What's better than books and tea? So many books. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Rochelle. I read a variety of books and I also have a limb difference. And only a few hours ago, Charles and I just came back from the Colorado Springs Book Bash, and I have lots of bookish goodies, including a book haul. So I figured what we would go and do is go through everything that I got, because I'm not kidding when I tell you I kind of blacked out during this experience. I have never been to a bookish event like this before, and so I was just kind of in awe the entire time, and I had to give Charles my card at one point because I needed someone to step in and kind of set some hardcore limits for myself, because it was just so amazing, so much more than I ever expected. And so with that being said, I want to go through all the fun bookish goodies with you. So prior to going to this event, I kind of had a little bit of an idea of what we were stepping into, just as far as going and making sure we brought our own water, some snacks, because this event did not have food there. Coming from someone that's anemic and someone that has a partner that's hypoglycemic, it would be really great in the future if maybe they do have snacks and more food available aside from just coffee. But this is like an event that I think has only been going on for a couple of years now. So I'm sure what they're doing is always checking to see what they need to include for the previous year. And like I said, this event was absolutely amazing. So I ended up bringing my own tote bag, as you might have seen from some other videos that I've done, like just short little clips. But I brought this bag that says, "I'm the reader, it's me." I figured it would be good to go and bring my own tote bag there, and that helped to go and carry around a water bottle and a couple of snacks that I had on hand. But with the tier that we had signed up for, we also got these really cool tote bags that have some of the authors from the event there, and it also comes with a few goodies. So I figured what we could do is go and open them up together, because I don't really have any idea what is in here, so this will be a surprise for both of us. They do give you a couple of different flower crowns and everything. Mine unfortunately might have gotten a little bit squished in the bag. We were trying to keep our stuff separate, but Charles and I both got bags, so we both got flower crowns. So there's this one. I think they're all dried flowers too. And then there's also this flower crown as well. Charles and I did not opt to go and wear flower crowns during the event, and so we just had these in our bags. They're a little bit messy. Yeah, I can't tell if they're real flowers or fake flowers. But yeah, there was a lot of people there at the event. We were signed in to go in at 11. And when we got there was already a line wrapping around the building. And so right away when we got there, we went and stood through the line so we could go and get our bags and our flower crowns. And then I, of course, had to run to the bathroom because I have a squirrel bladder. On the side, there was actually a booth that was there. So I was like, oh, let's go and check it out, because they were kind of out of the way. And I don't know if they were getting a lot of traffic and attention because they were right at the entrance where a lot of the signs were. But we ended up going and finding this really cute origami lantern light. And Charles's mom's birthday and also Mother's Day is coming up, so we thought this would be really cute to go and get for her. It kind of shows on the back like how it goes and works and opens up. But yeah, we thought this was really pretty and really cool, so we went and got her this. There's a few different goodies that are in the bag, and one of them is these little notebooks, and it looks like it has like a tree on there if you can go and see it. So these are really cute and snazzy. We have two different ones. You'll probably be able to see this one better. And then there is this one. I'll probably keep this one and give the darker one to Charles, because we kind of intermixed a lot of stuff in our bag, so I'm not really sure whose is whose. Okay, this is awesome. I did not realize. So we got these really nice pamphlets that say the Springs Book Bash 2025 yearbook, and in it, it has kind of this setup. So here's a lot of the authors that were there. And then this is one of the rooms for where the authors had their stands and everything. On this one, I think this was probably upstairs. We actually went upstairs first after dropping off our raffle tickets. And this probably would have been helpful to know like where some of the authors were. But yeah, it kind of shows the location and everything. And then we also have stuff about the authors. So there's different pages with authors and their information on this. So this will be really helpful for me because we saw so many authors in different areas, and there definitely were some books that I for sure want to go and take a look at, especially on their website. I don't think I picked up some of their cards, so this will be really, really nice. This is one author that I kind of met a few years ago when she signed a book. She was in one of the bookstores we went to, and I'd like to say like we're kind of like internet friends and everything. But yeah, she was there for the event, and this was one of the authors that I was like, I need to go and see her because I would like to get my own versions of her books. But yeah, I'm so glad we have this because there was so much going on and so many people, and little introverted me was like, this is a lot for me to handle. And I didn't have my fidget toys. I just had my little hair tie around my wrist, and so I was messing with it, especially in the beginning because I was just so overwhelmed. So this is so handy to go and have. All right, and then it looks like we were able to go and get some bookmarks, and it looks like the bookmarks that we have a variety of different books that some of the authors had at their booths. So this is really nice and snazzy to go and see them and maybe get an idea of like who you're going to go and run into. Oh, these are cute. All right, so we got some English breakfast teas, some little pouches of that. Charles is not a tea drinker, I am, so I will probably be drinking both of these. And then we got a nice little pen that says Spring's Book Bash on it. If I can't take my book, I'm not going. So this must be like a little keychain type of thing. That is so cute. I will definitely put this on my keys. And I think aside from that, that's everything that we got in the bags. So some tables that we went to, they of course had like different bookmarks and ways of going and finding their website, finding more information about them. So we try to grab stuff that we could. This is one of the authors and some of their stuff. We also got some stickers. So there's this. And I'll maybe like put them all together on the table, take a photo, and you can see this at the end if there's any authors that you would like to go and check out, and I happen to have their cards. And there was one booth, I didn't get one of their books, but they had free friendship bracelets, and so I picked out this one that says Rather Be Reading. So with some of the authors, if you ended up going and buying one of their books or something, they'd have like some extra swag that you could get. So some had extra stickers and other fun things. I ended up getting a wand from one of the tables, and I thought this would be so fun to just have on my bookshelf and everything. So yeah, I picked this wand instead of picking, I think there was like a witch's broom. I just felt like this was more up my alley, and it felt very forest fairy type of thing. And then, of course, Charles got coffee. So this one is like a local coffee shop, and it's Stargazer Espresso. So it has blend Sumatra, Mexico, and Ethiopian. Tasting notes robust, dark chocolate smoke, and it's a dark one. And Charles got to actually try a little sample of this, and I believe this is freshly made too. So I know he's very excited for this one and is probably going to go to that coffee shop during the summer and maybe go and do some writing there. So let's go to the books. I'll just go with this bag first. This one kind of had a lot of the extras that we were running out of space for in the other bags. And one of the problems that I ran into, so when we went there, we went upstairs first after going and dropping off our raffle tickets, and it was still a lot, but I was doing pretty good, not going over budget or anything. Charles had things set for me where it's like, all right, here's your budget for this event, don't go over it. And then I went downstairs, and there were a lot of sprayed edges. Lots of gorgeous sprayed edges. The books that I have in this bag are a few of the sprayed edges that I got towards the end. And what we usually do with a lot of my book hauls is I like to go and read some of the sentences, just like one sentence or a paragraph, just so you have an idea of what the book is about. So here is one of our first few, and she is gorgeous. I actually recognized one of the books that the author had on the table because I follow her on TikTok. And so I was like, all right, I definitely want to go and check that one out. But this one is Sky Stitcher by A.C. Guess. And it says, becoming the Sky Stitcher was Zara's worst nightmare until she met him. With a vengeful goddess, Prisha, shedding the sky and releasing monstrous crawlers into the realm, Zara and her people wait for the Stitcher to save them. But the ancient Eldress is failing Too old to keep up with her duties, the daughters pray their goddess, Hala, will soon choose a worthy replacement for the aging Stitcher, but Zara only prays it will not be her. That is so pretty. And then just so you have a better look at the sprayed edges. And a lot of the authors went and signed their books too, so that is awesome. Oh, okay. And so this is how it looks like on the inside. And it says, "To Rochelle, the stars favor you." That is so pretty. And then the pages are dyed like a darkish blue. Oh, and there's also some artwork on the inside as well. Oh, she is pretty. She is very pretty. Oh, and then we got that image in the back too. So gorgeous. I did a lot of damage. And then there's this book. So this was the one that I recognized from her TikTok shop, and I had to go and get the hardback version. So this says, "The Timeless Trials, AC Guess. If the trials don't end her, love will." And I'll let you... Okay. So this is how it looks on the inside without the dust jacket. It says, "May time be on your side." And then we got these sprayed edges here. And then she's so pretty. She's so pretty. Oh my god. Yeah, this was one of my like, can I please go and buy these books? Oh, and we got some spicy images, so I won't show that. But look at this. That is so pretty. So showing the inside, I won't show the image over here because it's a little bit on the spicy side, but we have a dragon. And it says, "Night falls, and with it comes a peace known only to the darkness. Rest, renewal. If I am the dawn, then you are my dusk. You are the solace I will fight my way towards every day, never resting, never stopping until I can find my way to you beneath the starlit sky. I am not afraid of the darkness, especially not yours." She's so pretty. Okay, and then hang on. We didn't see the signature that the author had. "To Rochelle, may time be on your side." I got so excited at the tables because the authors were like, "Do you want a personal signature?" And I was like, "Yes, please." Is that even a question? And then right next to that table was another author that had really stunning copies of her book. This is where I was in very dangerous territory because I had no idea that there were sprayed edges downstairs with a lot of the books there. And so I was a little overwhelmed, and also at the point where I was like, okay, take my wallet because I am in danger. So this one is "Of Dusk and Dawn, I'd lose my way to find you, Brightless." So with these ones, there was like a light Brightless and a dark Brightless, and I guess the books each have a different ending, but I went with the light one. I just really loved the colors on it a little bit more. "The world has fallen to perpetual darkness, and a dark heart named Struggle must face his fate to defy the curse and battle the light-hearted to save humanity's only hope. Falling for her, that was never meant to be written in the stars either, but fall he will and fail he cannot." And so we have that. Okay, and light and dark on the inside. And then, I mean, just beautiful. And then this one has dark pages. And then I believe there's some character art as well in here. I believe this might be the main character in the book. So yeah, very stunning, very beautiful. Yeah, I also did get this signed as well. So pretty. Then let's go on to this very big and very heavy bag. So Charles actually got a few books as well, and one of them is Guard in the Garden by Z.S. Diamante. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Or Diamante. But this one is a cozy fantasy. It was really cute because this author actually had his son with him there. And we also got to pick stickers based on the season. I went with spring because Charles went and got fall. And I also have his business card as well. and I can put that together with stuff in the end and take a picture for you. So it says, from Dragonfire to Garden Flowers, Felton Hold'em spent his entire life training to become one of Gallium's elite Dwarven warriors. When a bloody battle leaves him injured, he has no choice but to move into his eccentric twin aunt's quaint home in the town's quiet Garome district. With his life of military service seemingly over, the captain of the city guard gives Felton his only chance at a fresh start in the new life he never wanted. But when a human woman barges through his front door, the grumpy dwarf starts to wonder if there's more to life than war. The Sunshine Woman invites him to visit her garden, where Felton gains a new nemesis and a new purpose in life. This is so cute, and Charles definitely was really excited going and seeing this book and going and picking it up. He nerded out with a few of the authors there, which was so cool and fun to see. And then this was another author that he nerded out with as well, Gift of the Shaper, Book 1 of the Highglade series by D.L. Jennings. This was an author that he talked about some D&D stuff for quite some time, which was super fun. And it says, armies will clash and even gods will die. For thousands of years, the Breaker of the Dawn has been locked away in the ethereal plane of the otherworld. Now a young blacksmith's apprentice finds himself trapped in a war between the noble Athrani, a subset of humanity gifted with the ability to transmute matter, and the malevolent and powerful Cleith. I'm not quite sure how to say this one. It's Khyth, who seek to free the ancient god from his prison. When his father, Olsen, is kidnapped, Thornton Woods and his childhood friend, Mira, must leave their small village of Highglade to find him. On their way, they are joined by Yarna and Kethros, cat-like humanoids called Kirinari, who use their skills as hunter-trackers to follow Olsen's trail. When it comes to light that one among them possessed the key to the Breaker's release, Thornton and his friends must defy the might of the Keith as armies on both sides collide in pursuit of the ultimate prize. This definitely sounds really interesting. There were a lot of different authors there that did romance, fantasy, high fantasy, some historical pieces. There was also smut. There was way more than I thought there would be there at that event, which was so cool. The author that I was really excited and had 100% planned to go and get books from was Michelle N. Hagood, and so I got two of her books. I got the first one, The North Tower, and then Master's Trial. Charles actually has the copy of The North Tower, and I was like, no, I want to buy my own copies from her. And she actually sprayed these copies herself. So this one says Run, 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 and we have some roses on the top part as well. So just to give you a little blurb of this book, and it says, 19-year-old Charlie's been dealt a bad hand from the day she was born. Found in a trash can as a baby, she's been shipped from one foster home to another, each one worse than the last. When she's offered an escape, she takes it, but fate isn't ready to be kind just yet. After a brutal car crash, Charlie is dragged into an unfamiliar world of magic, with promises of a fresh start at the Magisterium of Magic, a prestigious school for the rich and entitled. Here she's told that she's a royal, a member of the highest tier of magic users, with the kind of power most people would do anything to steal or control. When a student abruptly leaves and she catches the schoolmaster lying about it, she starts to question if the motives of her rescuers are pure, or do these devious liars have a darker reason for finding her? I've already read the first book and I've been wanting to read the second, and so going and getting to pick it up at this event was so exciting for me. And I'll also show you the sprayed edges for this one, and it says, I've got your back. So cool. I absolutely love this author. She is just the sweetest person ever, and she is very active on both Instagram and TikTok as well. So I'll try to leave some of the author's information, if they have social media accounts, down into the description below for the ones that I'm aware of, if you'd like to go and check them out as well. Then I have Power to Charm, Cozy Stories About a Witch, a Cottage, and Unexpected Friends by Carly Stevens. This one apparently just came out, and she did not have too many copies that had the sprayed edges, and I had to. This one was probably one of the more expensive ones that I picked up, but it was just, it's so cute. So it says, power to charm. Once upon a time, in a cottage in a bunker in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, there lived a witch named Ophelia. Ophelia, along with animal friends who live in her garden, creates a cozy life for herself. What's better than books and tea? But then one day, a knock comes at her door. Join Ophelia and her two unexpected visitors for magical stories about spells, scones, a hedgehog, and the power of friendship. This just sounds like the coziest book, and I'm in love with it. Like the little hedgehog. It's so cute. Funny story, when Charles and I were in line, I was like, I really doubt that I'll be recognized at this event. I'm not really a big booktuber or anything like that. So I was like, we probably won't run into anyone that knows my profiles or follows me or anything along those lines. Well, as soon as we got down into the main floor after being upstairs, the first table we went to, the author is like, I recognize you. And first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry if I was really shy or bashful or anything like that. I'm a smaller account and I'm very much an introvert, so I don't usually leave my cozy office all that much. So I was a little bit overstimulated, but it was so nice that you recognized me and everything. So I picked up one of her books, and this is Down from the Tower, Deadly Endings, Book 1 by H.N. DeFore. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But this one says, Welcome to Mystica. When the dead stop rising in Tressa, Reaper Zarev is dispatched to the kingdom to discover what King Midas is up to. In the land of Mystica, Reapers control the passing of souls. To not see any dead for decades is concerning, but the golden wall surrounding the kingdom of Tressa keeps outsiders away, even a Reaper. When Zarev flies over the wall and discovers that Princess Rapunzel can somehow see the dead, he witnesses her murder Mordred of Camelot. Stunned by her new magic and entranced by the man of death, she agrees to journey with him back over the walls of Tressa into the outside world. As Rapunzel discovers the Mad Queen's cruel reign outside her kingdom, she'll discover the magic hidden within her that the king and queen of Tressa desperately work to hide. When life meets death, she'll learn to fall in love with the shadows and all that they can do. The kingdoms are falling and death is calling. That's so cool. I'm very excited to read this, and I think she was saying that the next book involves the Swan Princess, so very excited for this. And also thank you again for going and saying hi. It definitely made my day, and just is wild because I feel like I'm in a tiny little corner of the internet, so anyone recognizing me out in public is just absolutely wild. Then we have Witch Please by Mandy Marie and L.J. Burkar. Karma is a witch. So two witchy sisters, Luna and Zara, move to Salem after their beloved grandmother suddenly dies and leaves them her apothecary. Everything in their new life seems perfect until mysterious strangers begin appearing in their lives, while local witches start disappearing, revealing secrets about the town's history. Together, the sisters must confront shadows from the past with the help of their newly formed coven and an ex-boyfriend turned cat. As they navigate love, loyalty, and a brewing storm of danger, they learn that true power lies not just in magic, but in their bond as sisters. Can they work together to save the witches of Salem and protect everything they love, or will the darkness threaten to tear them apart? Ooh. Then we have Hope Drowned, Deadly Earth, Book 1 by L.B. Carter. And this one says, The waters of chaos are rising. It's time to sink or swim. Serena... That's one of my favorite names. Okay. Serena hasn't spoken since the day she was found waterlogged on a riverbank. Her lips are sealed around a lone, horrific memory of her holding her father underwater and saying goodbye with a life-ending kiss. Now Rena is treading water to fit in to a world in which she doesn't belong. When a bully begins tormenting her, she fears it's his life at stake. Misreading the situation, mysterious new student Norton comes to Rena's defense, as if she's the one that needs help navigating shark-infested waters. Oh no, sharks. Seeking clues about a fateful car accident, he believes she's a treasure chest he needs to pry open, but high school is more difficult than the homeschooled undercover investigator anticipated. When they discover links between her past and his missing friend, Nor and Rena fear foul play. The murky waters the past are churning in this small coastal town, dredging up dangerous truths that could put Rena's life under a microscope and Norton in the line of fire. Storms are rolling in from all sides, threatening family and friends. Can Nor find a way to keep them from drowning, or will those antagonizing Rena be caught in a maelstrom of her defensive fury. Ooh, I want to say this one is dystopian or apocalyptic, so I was right away really drawn to this one. And the author was saying that I believe she earned her PhD before going and writing this book, so it has little tidbits of some of the things that she learned as well in it. Then we have Just a Little Death by A.L. Kessler, Children of the Apocalypse Trilogy, Book 1. The daughter of Death has her college experience cut out for her, in addition to a new roommate and some serious test anxiety. Demons, angels, and horsemen become part of Sammy Zedkiel's everyday life. Through the chaos, Sammy must discover her place in the oncoming apocalypse. The world is ending, and it's up to Sammy and the other children of the apocalypse to save humanity. This is one of the first few tables that we went to, and I was very intrigued, so I decided to pick this one up as well. Then we have Unborn, Rising the Leader of the Rebel Duology, Secrets of the Unborn by Tracy Barsky. And it says, they were created to end the decades-long war, but what happens to the lab-grown super soldiers when the war is over? Victoria has only ever been one thing, a warrior. Scientifically designed to be perfect in every way, she was enhanced for optimal precision in war, the model Silver, a leader until the end. But after the war, Vic and her people, the Unborn, return to a society that's in shambles, and the last thing the worn-out population wants is more mouths to feed. As tensions and prejudices mount, the fight to survive turns into a real disaster as Vic's entire village is eradicated and she's the only one to make it out. This just sounds so cool, and with the duology, I believe the author was saying that it doesn't matter in which order you read them because there's like little snippets in both of them. But yeah, super excited to go and check this one out as well. So I got 3 books from one author just because she was giving snippets of all the books, and I'm like, I am interested in all of those, so I need to get all of them. This first one is In the Pines by Mariah Stillbrook. And I believe she said this one was like practical magic, and practical magic is one of my all-time favorite movies. However, I was not a fan of the book, and that was the same thing that the author said when she read the book as well. So she said that this one is kind of practical magic movie vibes. So it says, 2 witches, 2 secrets, and a curse that could tear a family apart. Olivia and Ellie have lived their lives knowing a dark entity is stalking their family, determined to kill them all. After the death of Olivia's son, she abandons her magic and her family, leaving Ellie in a nightmare of heartbreak, her marriage crumbling and her sister gone. Determined to save their mother, Ariana, from a spell that left her comatose, the 2 sisters must come together to unravel the riddle of the curse that has haunted their family for generations. I'm very excited for this one. I really love the way the cover looks on this. Then we have The Lost Irwine. Hopefully I'm saying that right, by Mariah Stillbrook. And I really love the colors on the cover of this book. So this one says, embark on an enchanted journey with Michaela Wood, a 17-year-old prodigy destined for greatness in the human world. Michaela's life takes an unexpected turn when she discovers her true identity, a rare and magical being with the power to change destinies. Faced with the challenge of embracing her heritage, Michaela delves into the whimsical realm of Garlandia, where she must battle the darkness that threatens her homeland. As Michaela navigates her newfound powers and confronts the mysteries of Garlandia, she discovers an unlikely ally in Toby, the heir to the elven throne. Their forbidden connection, shrouded in intrigue and danger, adds a layer of complexity to Michaela's quest for justice. Unraveling the secrets of her past, Michaela confronts a malevolent force seeking dark magic at the cost of innocent lives. And then we have this one, and the author was saying it was horror, and I was like, all right, sign me up. I need to get that one too. So this is Hall of Shadows by Mariah Stillbrook. In the quiet life of Tess Moreau lies a remarkable power. Her touch revives ashes, defying nature's laws. When she uncovers a mysterious book linked to her grandmother and a witch's coven, her journey begins, guided by a cursed deck of oracle cards. Tess delves into the Hall of Shadows, a realm crafted by her ancestors. With each dimension traversed, she uncovers her true lineage, a descendant of mythical beings. As Tess's humanity wanes, her destiny beckons. At journey's end, she faces a choice: preserve or destroy the hall. In a tale of magic and identity, Tess's odyssey may end, but her legacy is just beginning, a testament to the power within us all. Okay, I got the other bag. So then we have this one, and I actually got a lot of like little goodies too from that author. So there is this one, Pacific Tales, Most Fairy Tales Are Stories, Some Are Real, by Michelle Sauer. An unsolved murder of a mermaid queen, a shattered stone pendant cursed and lost, a kingdom's existence in peril. All of it dependent on a college student and gifted swimmer, Zoe Vaughn, who thinks her life is falling apart. Jealous teammates have accused Zoe of using performance-enhancing drugs, sinking her dreams of competing in the Olympics. Now, as their relentless bullying continues, she's ready to uproot her life in California and move across the country. But hours before Zoe's flight, something happens that changes those plans forever. Sparks literally fly between her and Baxter, her mythology professor at USC, who confronts Zoe with the truth that her incredible talent beneath the water has a supernatural explanation. I was definitely curious about this one, just because mermaids are something that I love so much, and I really think this cover is so beautiful. So I decided to snag that, and then she gave some extra swag too. So there was this fun little mermaid pen, this little potion bottle that has a little QR code to her website. This is so cute. And then I was able to pick out a free bookmark, so one with a tassel and a mermaid tail, and then there's this one for the book. I'm definitely getting a lot more bookmarks, which I feel was like something that I didn't really have a lot of. That's really fun. I won't have to use receipts as much anymore. And then a fun little mermaid keychain as well. These will be really fun items to have. I feel like I need to start collecting more trinkets just so I can take fun little images of various books that I have. So definitely appreciate all the little knickknacks that I got from this. Yeah, we got a lot of art and business cards too. So I think with some of this stuff, like I said, I'll go and lay it out and then record it so you can go and take a screenshot if there's any authors that you might think about checking out, or you can go and probably look for that author and their website if there was a specific book I mentioned and you're not seeing a name card. But I also got some stickers, so I got the Crescent Moon Coven bookmark as well as business card, emotional support Kindle, and we got, oh gosh, Little Deviant. I don't know. I got the Slow Burn, like this little tarot card type of thing. So like I said, I'll go and do like a little screenshot thing so you guys can go and look at the websites and everything. Another one of the books that we looked at. It was so hard to stay good because there are just so many really neat books and everything, but bank accounts aren't that big. So another bookmark. This was another author that had her books there. I believe her name is Nikki Grant. And then I think this was art for one of her books, and I really loved this. I feel like I'll probably put it up somewhere. This was the coffee shop that Charles went to. Some character art. So this was for this same author that you saw earlier. Beautiful art. And then some more character art here. Other artwork. This was another book I was intrigued by. So yeah, I'll definitely have a lot of this stuff like just laid out for y'all so you guys can take a look at them. That was a super fun event. I definitely am a little bit overwhelmed and definitely need to recharge my introvert batteries. It was so much fun. All the authors were so kind and nice. I feel like I probably seemed a little bit like a weird anxious girl, but I just was very much overwhelmed and appreciated all of their kindness and their time for being there to go and bring all of their books for all of us readers to go and check out. So let's see how much damage I did. So including Charles's 2 books, there are 17 books total in this haul, and today is actually in Support Your Indie Bookstore Day. I didn't get to go to an indie bookstore, but I did support a lot of indie authors, so I think that kind of counts and is a win. But yeah, very, very excited for all of these books. They're all so pretty, and I can't wait to read them as well as figure where the heck I'm gonna put them on my bookshelves. This was so much fun, and I hope you enjoyed this. I know I've definitely missed doing book hauls, and I do have another one that will be coming up in the future. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, I love you all so, so much. Thank you all for being here. And I want to remind you all that you're worthy and capable of amazing things. Bye, friends.